Okay guys, welcome to another sort of hardware look at type thing. Now this video I'm looking at the NVidia Shield 8-inch tablet. Now you're probably thinking, why has he bought a small iPad? I mean, what is something like this going to bring that, you know, iPads and the other things that he's got isn't going to do? Now, I already own an NVidia Shield Portable, which is a little clamshell thing. I also own a GPD-XD, which both I use for 99% I use for playing old games on the move. Now I was aware of this thing a few years ago, but the thing that put me off buying it was A, it's a tablet, I don't need it, I've got an iPad, and secondly, the price. I mean, I think it was about £300 at the time. But I was always aware it was supposed to be really good, but I never really bothered about it. However, a few weeks ago I happened to, I don't know how, you know what it's like, you're online looking at something and before you know it you see a wee pop up for something else. I saw this. Now it was going for, I think it was at a bid, there was somebody bidding at £80. Now I went on to eBay and I had a look and they were going for between £200–300. Now these were released, I think this was originally released about 3–4 years ago by NVidia, and then they brought out a new model called the K1, which is this one. Now even though it's advertised on the NVidia website, I don't think they actually make these anymore. I don't know why, no idea at all, but they don't. It seems impossible to actually buy one of these brand new. So I contacted the guy and I made him an offer and he very generously accepted it. So yeah, here it is, the NVidia Shield. Now on the box, what does it say? I'm not a big fan of unboxings, but I thought we'd do it. Shield tablet. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read out, I don't normally read out specs or anything like that, of things like that, but from their website, this is a 8-inch 920 by 1200 LCD screen. It's got a 5.1.1 Lollipop software. Processor is a Tegra K1 quad core at 2.2 GHz. A 192 core Kepler GPU, which means absolutely nothing to me. It's got internal memory of 16 gig. You can expand it using a micro SD card up to 128 gig. It's got a rear camera, 5 megapixels, autofocus, blah blah blah, front camera, never used them. Speakers, it's got 2 front facing speakers. It's got obviously Bluetooth, it's got Wi-Fi. It charges using a micro USB. The battery is a 19.75 watt hour lithium ion, whatever that means. Dimensions is 221 by 126 by 9.2 millimeters, and it weighs 390 grams. So enough of that nonsense. So yeah, let's have a wee look. The box itself has got, it tells you the sort of spec, nothing else. Blah, 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 blah. It shows you the accessories you can get. It tell you anything. Let's say it shows you there 2016 this came out. So let's open it up. And there we go. That is your whack. You get. There is nothing under there. Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You get an empty box, and you also get a wee instruction booklet, which in my case seems to have gone missing. I've made an arse of that. Not to worry, I'm moving it over there just now. So this is the tablet itself. You can see that it's 8 inches. It's kind of widescreen. On the back, can you see that? It says Shield. It's kind of a rubbery sort of coating. It's quite nice actually. It's not going to slip. On the, I don't know if it's the front or back, on the top, we'll call it top, you've got the micro USB slot there. You've got the on, up and down for volume, and you've got the on off switch. Now the only thing I don't like about it really is the, I don't know if you can see that, the on off switch is very, it's almost flush with the unit itself, so it's not, you've got to really press it properly for it to switch on. So that is the top. On this side you've got, let me stop moving around, you've got the jack for audio, you've got the micro, is it mini USB, not mini USB, mini HDMI, so you can plug that into your telly. It charges using the micro USB. That is a speaker, I think. or is that the microphone? I think that might be a microphone actually. And underneath you've got, I think that's a sort of speaker, and that's a speaker. And on the front you've got the speakers here. I sound like one of these airline air stewardesses. You've got an exit to here and here. So that is it. It's a fairly innocuous looking nondescript tablet, but the reason I bought it is because it's supposed to be really good. NVidia, as you know, make graphic cards, so anything that they do is sure to be pretty good. So let's switch the bad boy on. Here we go. Just your standard tablet with Android. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you see some of these systems running and then give you my thoughts. Right, okay, first up is the Atari 8-bit, and this is always the game I play whenever I show off the Atari 8-bit emulator. This is a wonderful game, the mighty Drop Zone. Apologies about the really poor picture in this one. For some reason it just looked rubbish, it wasn't even very kind of sharp looking, but hopefully the video will portray just how smooth this plays. It's absolutely flawless. The emulator does take a wee bit more setting up. I can't remember what it's called again, actually, the name of it, but yeah, once it's running, it runs really nice. You'll see, for ease of reference, I've put the system at the top left, in case you want to sort of jump further forward in the video. Right, next one is the Nintendo DS. Now, if you're wondering why there is a big black board at the bottom, that's just because that's the way it fits on the screen. If I was to turn the tablet portrait, then it would take up, each screen would take up half the screen. The one on the left, or on the right, sorry, you can see there is the sort of touch screen, and the one on the left would be the top screen on the DS. Now with this emulator, what you can actually do is you can make either screen full screen, if that makes any sense. So what I'll do is I'll get playing the game and then I'll change it, because obviously you need to be able to use options on the touch screen. So now I've got that. You go to that and press that. That then makes one of the screens full screen, so you can see there, looks really nice. But you have to obviously jump back and forwards, because obviously being a DS, it has got the two screens, and you know, some of the games will obviously ask you to touch the screen, so you need to have them both. Probably the best way to play this would actually be to play it portrait, but for the purpose of this video I can't be arsed rotating it. But it's nice to see DS games in such a big screen. I mean, obviously this is on the tablet. You know, if you plug that into your TV, you could be playing the DS games in like a 42-inch screen, which it was never designed for, but the graphics look really nice. So that is Bomberman. Right, can't not show you this one. Mario Kart. Oh, let's just jump straight in. Still never sure what my favourite what my favourite Mario Kart is. I think probably the original. I think that's always going to be my favourite. Yeah, there's like any strange gloss over the screen there at that point. I don't know quite what that is, but fortunately it's cleared. And you see there, yeah, it's handy to have the two screens. You've got the little map on the right hand side. And again, hopefully this will just let you see just how silky smooth this is playing. Yeah, that looks absolutely awesome. Never quite sure what how powerful the DS hardware was. Is it basically the N64 kind of standard? I'm really not too sure actually. But yeah, plays the DS perfectly. Right, next one is the Spectrum. The good old Specky. You certainly don't expect any problems running these emulators. To be fair, most of the emulators that I'm showing you in this run really well on, you know, lower spec ones like the GPD. Apologies about the sound. Obviously I'm recording the sound of the tablet, so you can hear my central heating kicking in at some point. There's got a bit of background noise. I love the sound in this game. It is quintessentially Spectrum. Yeah, you can hear my boiler in the background. Getting the camera in this one doesn't really do the picture justice. It looks wonderful. There's a lot of emulators for the Spectrum. This one I can't remember the name of it offhand that I use is probably about the easiest one to use. I was using one called Spectaculator, which I know was out for the PC, but it's not the most friendly to use. Oh, there's my ugly face. You know what, it's one of these things, see when you see the camera in the background, you can't unsee it. Yeah, that was the Spectrum. Like this next one you can see there is the Geo Pocket. It's not a popular, it's not a system that there's a lot of games for, but you know what, it's still a nice handheld. This was basically the Neo Geo's portable system, and I think all the games were ports of the Neo Geo. Don't know if they ever actually brought out any original games. Oh, safe. I actually used to play baseball for a local team, and we were the Scottish champions back in 1994, I think it was, no less. Yep, that was the Neo Geo Pocket. Next one is the Commodore Amiga. Again, I always pick this game because it's one of my favourites. Now, I've got to make special comment about this emulator on this particular tablet. This emulator is a wee bit flaky on other systems. It does work, but it doesn't run at the proper speed, or at least I've not found it does. But I've got to say, on this tablet it runs flawlessly. You can see how smooth the scrolling is. The speed seems to play perfectly, and you know, I would almost say that this emulator on this tablet runs just as well, if not better, than the emulator I've got on my proper PC. Yeah, there's a wee bit fiddling about with it to get it working. You know, you've got to add on the ROM, you've got a kickstart kind of thing. But once you've done that, it's simple. It's a case of simply picking the floppy disk image, and away you go. but this just plays so well. I actually spent about an hour playing this game a couple of nights ago on the handheld because it just plays so well, and the colours look so vibrant. Brilliant game. Right, next one is Alien Breed, again on the Commodore 64, be quiet, the Commodore Amiga. I've tried to show you two games per system. I know was it Neo Geo Pocket only showed you one, but just gives you an idea of how it looks. Again, it's a wee bit not quite sharp. That was the way I was recording it, but you get the idea. You can see how well it plays. Turn this side up a wee bit. I can never ever figure out how to get into the level in this one. Can never remember it. The problem with me is I play so many games so little. I don't really return to games, and so you tend to kind of forget A, the controls, and B, where you're supposed to go. But yeah, the graphics look amazing in this. It plays so well. Try following the road. Oh, watch out for the meteor. Bollocks. And as with all these emulators, you can tweak them to your heart's content, your resolution, filters and that kind of stuff. You can just play about with it until you get it looking as you want it. Next is Atari ST, and again, the Atari ST is a system that I've always avoided on emulators because it never really works that well. But I've got to say, on this, it just works, and it works wonderfully. This is running at standard Atari ST speed. You can obviously tweak it, you can make it go that wee bit quicker as well, but you can see there just how well it plays. Oh, that was close. Always loved this game, always thought it looked real sort of next gen when I first got this. But again, I've played quite a few games on this emulator, and it just plays it so well. Right, next one, I couldn't figure out what button actually starts it, so I'm just going to give you the demo of Barbarian. Yeah, you can see there, it's playing at full speed, you know. And sound is absolutely perfect as well. We're not going to get a decapitation. So that is Atari ST. Again, that gets 10 out of 10. Right, next one. Now this, the N64. This is a system that it's hit or miss with a lot of these Android emulators, but I've got to say, well, running on this tablet, it's perfect looking. It looks so good, and you can see there's no slowdown. It just, the controls themselves, it controls perfectly. Now, I don't have an N64. I did have one. I wasn't a fan of it because I just thought that I don't know. I just thought the graphics didn't look good on modern LCD TVs. But I will certainly play them on this. Just plug it into my big TV and away I go. One game I was playing the other day there was Robotron. It's a sort of 3D version, and it's absolutely fantastic. Again, with this one, you can tweak, well, it's the same with all the emulators, you can tweak resolution and that kind of stuff. Using the right thumbstick does that controls, was it the C buttons I think it was in the N64? Basically like the camera and that kind of stuff. The wonderful thing about emulators obviously is you can save at any point. Right, and again I'll show you Mario Kart, because Mario Kart's always quite a taxing game, so it's a good one to let you see. I was never a big fan of this particular version. I did buy it on the N64 at the time. But again, hopefully this gives you quite a good idea of just how smoothly this plays. I am absolutely shit, as you can tell. It's getting mental to think that probably in about, I don't know how many years, 5 years time, maybe slightly more, we're going to have tablets where, or handhelds, whatever, where you can play PlayStation 3 games, you know, that's going to happen. I think once storage catches up, I mean we're now up to what, like, I think you can get, I've got a 200 odd gig storage card from a Dreamcast. You know, it's not going to be long before you get a terabyte card. So yeah, that was the N64. This next one, this is the colour Game Boy oblique Game Boy. Obviously this is Double Dragon on the original Game Boy. This is a great port. Probably one of the best Double Dragon ports there is actually. Apologies about the rather short video there. Right, this is on the Game Boy Color. And this is Street Fighter. I don't know what one it's called, Street Fighter something or another anyway. Just to really give you a quick insight as to like see how well it run, but you know, these systems run pretty much on anything pretty well. So yeah, no issues there with either Game Boy. Next up is the Sony PlayStation. Again, this, to be fair, this does run really well on the Game Park on the GPD-XD and also the Shield Portable. But what I like about this is you can increase the resolution and it will play at 60 frames a second. Silky smooth. Yeah, I think once we get sort of terabyte memory cards, then you know the space is there for these kind of new systems. This was one of the first games I ever owned for the PlayStation. Loved it. It did get a bit boring after a while, but it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. Going from like the PC to this, it just looked amazing. like I says, you can, there's so many different settings, there's filters, there's different resolutions, there's so many options in all these emulators that you can just tweak them until you get exactly what you want. I mean, a couple of the options that I picked for some of these, it made it run a bit jerkily, so obviously you don't want that. But, stuff like this, it just works straight off. And it still absolutely amazes me that I'm playing a Sony PlayStation game on a handheld. That just, I can't get my head round that that's possible. Still think that's an absolutely staggering conversion. First time I saw this running, I couldn't, it blew my head, it absolutely blew my head. I couldn't believe that this was running on a home system. So that is a PlayStation. Again, 10 out of 10 for that one. Right, I couldn't leave out this. The Mighty Pac-Man, a game that nobody likes apart from me. But I've just got so many happy memories when I play this game. Can't believe it was, what, 1979? Don't know how many years ago that was. Way too many, 35, something like that, I can't remember. 30 years ago? No, 40 years ago it would be. Believe me. So as expected, no issues whatsoever with this one. Right, this next one, this is the Sony PSP. Now, this emulator, the one I'm using is called, PPSSPP, I think it's called. It's generally regarded as the best one. Now, it runs from amazing to not very good, depending on what game you pick. Again, there are so many options that you can tweak them. The one thing I've noticed about the PSP, even like googling, is the sound isn't great. You can see there the actual graphics are running really smooth, full speed, but the sound isn't great. Some of the games the sound's absolutely fine on. Now that is not a failing of this system, it's the emulator itself. This system is more than capable of emulating a PSP. This is Gran Turismo, in case you're wondering. You can turn the sound off, but who wants to play a game with no sound? I thought I'd just include this, I wanted to let you see it works and all. This is the one emulator that there are issues with, and like I said, it's not the Android, it's not the Shield's fault, it's the software. But it's still really playable. And again, there are probably options you can change to make it play a bit better. This next one is Wipeout. And just look how impressive that is. If you just, for 1 second, forget about the sound, just look at how smooth this plays. It looks astonishing when you think that was on a tiny little handheld. It's odd that they've absolutely nailed the graphics in the games, it's just the sound. Don't know why that is. There's probably a reason for it. But yeah, if the sound really does annoy you, then yeah, you could technically turn the sound down and just play it without that, but you can hear the sound is fine. Now I'm going to let you see a few games on the PSP just because this is the one where there are issues. But there are so many different options, I'm sure you could probably tweak it. Now this one is one of the Burnout games, this just looks incredible. And this is, what is this called again? I can't remember what it's called. It's based on this, is it a Konami arcade game? I think it is. GT something or other, I think it is. Now the sound in this one is fine. Again, you can see the graphics, the updates. I don't know what the sort of frame rate is, but it's silky smooth. Ah, did he do some kind of shortcut? I think he must have. Right, take a look at the last one. This is, I can't remember what it's called, it's Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't know if it's called Super Ghouls and Ghosts, whatever it is, but it's basically a nice graphical update of the classic Capcom platformer. Just looks beautiful, look at the detail. When you think of how cheap a PSP is, you're as well just going out and buying a second-hand one and playing the PSP on that. But you can see here, the sound is fine. I think it might just be, well, you saw there it was old kind of driving games that was trying, but the sound is absolutely perfect in this one. So it might just be where it's more kind of graphically demanding. So it is very much game dependent, and I'm quite sure if you sort of pissed about with it enough, you would probably be able to get most games working pretty well. Oh, I'm now huge. Yeah, that was PSP. Right, next one is NES. And this is, well, it's one of the Mega Man games. I just picked any one. Can't remember. Mega Man 3 possibly. Not the most graphically demanding games to show you, but you know, the NES works fine. Most of the emulators that I'm showing you, I mean, I'm trying to think, C64, NES, most of the console emulators actually, apart from the PSP, it's a chap called Robert Bruglia. Now the emulators are about £3.50, £4, something like that, to buy on the Play Store, and I would absolutely encourage you to go and buy them. They're wonderful. I mean, I bought them years ago, so anytime I get a new Android device I can just download them, and they all use exactly the same front end, so when you can navigate your way through one of them, you can navigate through all of them, and they work perfectly. So again, this is still sticking with NES. This is Pac-Mania. Interested to know if I'm going to get a copyright claim put in because of Namco. Namco are particularly bad at picking up in music, so I'm sure that will probably happen. I should probably have just cut out the sound in this video, but heck, where would the fun in that be? Possible if I try and talk over the whole video, then it'll not pick it up. I remember seeing this in the arcades, thinking it looked amazing. Right, anyway, that is the NES. Next one, our favourite SNES. Again, I've got to show you Mario Kart, because if there's ever going to be a problem with a game, it's usually a game like this that uses the sort of Mode 7. but this just plays absolutely perfect, from what I can tell anyway. Ah, bugger. Yeah, I think this is definitely my favourite Mario Kart. It's the original, you know, and it's probably the one most fondly remembered. Certainly the one that I played most of all anyway. And Pilot Wings. I remember seeing this for the first time on Games Master, and I just thought it looked incredible. It was like 3D. It just, even now, it is super impressive. Seeing something so small gradually grow in front of your eyes like that, it just was amazing looking. The funny thing is, they look 3D, but it's completely flat. It's just clever use of shadow. I'm going to overshoot a wee bit. So yep, that is the SNES. Again, absolutely 10 out of 10. Right, next one, this is the Game Boy Advance. Don't know what I'm telling you because I've got it at the top. I notice where there's a lot of black in the background, the camera seems to struggle to sort of focus properly, so that's why this one's a wee bit blurred looking. Again, you know, the Game Boy Advance was a very, very small screen, and seeing these games blowing up like this, they still look amazing. I think basically the Game Boy Advance was a SNES. Right, this was one of the F-Zero games, I can't remember what one it was called. Otherwise known as pinball. And it's got the classic F-Zero tune. I'm never a big fan of this game. I mean, I bought it for my SNES. I don't know, it's a lovely looking game. I mean, it's a truly next gen looking title, but I never really quite got into it. But you know, that's my problem. I've always been like, all my life I buy games and I only play them for a wee while. Right, this next one is the PC Engine. Apologies, you can hear me hammering the buttons in the background, but at least you know it's me. In fact, you can even see my face at times as well. So. This is a fiendishly difficult game. It's fine when you've got weapons, but as soon as you lose your weapons, it just gets really difficult. And next one is Bonk, or was it Bonk's Revenge? I don't know what one it was. This is kind of the PC Engine mascot. A lot of people think that Bomberman originated on the PC Engine. I think it was at the NEX actually. I might be talking nonsense, but I'm sure it was a different system. But a lot of folk associate And Bomberman with the PC Engine. This is an excellent game though, some real nice little touches. No, you can't jump on top of them. What you want is this spicy, don't know what it's called, a little piece of meat thing they eat, and it turns you into some sort of mad person. There we go. Rawr. Angry. And I've instantly lost it. But yeah, that's the PC Engine. Again, it is flawless. Right, this is, well, you don't even need to know what one this is. Again, I always show this game. I just let the demo run in it because it shows you the scrolling and that kind of stuff. It's probably not coming across quite as well in the video. I mean, you can take it from me, it is silky smooth. And this is Streets of Rage 2, I think. Again, the camera's not really picked it up too clearly. It's a bit kind of over it, bit too much contrast almost. But you can take it from me, it looks wonderful on the screen. The one little thing about this system, you can actually play, if you've got an NVidia graphics card, you can download a thing called NVidia Experience, and you can basically stream Steam games across on your tablet. What it'll do is it will run it on the PC, but it streams across. Now, unfortunately, my router, it's not up to spec. I think you need a 5 MHz router. Mine's is only 2 or something, so it's not something that I do. But I did buy this really primarily for emulation. And if you pay, I think it's about £7 a month, you can sign up to the NVidia membership thing, and basically they've got a lot of games that you can stream on the tablet. You know, just play the modern games. Now this is Robotron. Now oddly, I don't know what happened, but you can see here it's in focus, then it just goes stupidly out of focus like that. It doesn't matter that it's not in focus, you can see just how snappy it plays. But if anything, it looks nicer, it's all nice kind of glowy, it looks kind of like vector graphics. Yeah, just screw up your eyes and you can make it out. But you can see just how, you know, how wonderful it plays. And using the twin sticks, awesome. The one emulator I did try to put on it called Final Burn. I put it on and I took it off because the ROMs have to go in the internal memory. Now because this has only got 16 gig of internal memory, I didn't want to use that. But this version of MAME, I call it the pink MAME, it plays all the sort of modern, when I say modern games, I'm talking about stuff like Street Fighter 2, whatever it's called, not Street Fighter 2, was it? Second Strike, stuff like that. So really, you know, MAME will tick all the boxes. And you can see there, this game, it can sometimes, the scrolling isn't always great, but you can see in this, it's perfect. All these emulators you can either use it just you know, the controller just works. Everything just works. I didn't have to configure anything. I had to configure a few keys for MAME and that kind of stuff, and a couple of buttons and emulators. You know, there was like fast forward buttons that I turned off because I was kind of inadvertently pressing the fast forward and the game would start speeding up, but in the main it just works. This is going to have the best music of an arcade game ever. Right, this last arcade game I've included because I just want to let you see, use it as a yardstick. This is Ridge Racer. Now this is arcade Ridge Racer. Now it does run probably a wee bit better than it's running at the moment on my PC, but you know, you try this on a GPD-XD or the NVidia Shield Portable or any other kind of tablet and I'll virtually guarantee that it's completely unplayable. So this lets you see, I mean it's no, I wouldn't really play this, it's still a bit too jerky for my liking, but you can still see, it gives an indication of the power of this thing. You know, possibly if I turn the sound off, graphically wise it might actually play okay. I don't know what the frame rate is, it's probably not great, 20 frames a second, maybe not even as much as that, but it just, as I said, I included this just to give you a yardstick, just to let you compare, let you see this thing working. So that was all the MAME games. The next one, this is a Neo Geo emulator. Now all these games will run in MAME, but this Robert Bruglia, he's brought out his own Neo Geo emulator. And I just think it's, I don't know, the emulators are wonderful. This is it Metal Slug 2, I think was it? This is one of the finest platform games ever written. It's just beautiful. The graphics are just absolutely gorgeous looking. All hand drawn as well. There is a bit of slowdown, but that happens even in the arcade. I mean, I've got a Neo Geo MVS system and it happens in that as well. So that is Metal Slug. Right, next one on the Neo Geo is, what's it called again? Viewpoint. That's, I couldn't remember the name of it. Love this game. It is really difficult, but it's such a nice looking game. It's quite a simple game to play, but it's difficult. Yeah, that is the Neo Geo. Again, it does a cracking job at running the games and that. Right, next one is the ColecoVision. Now, apologies about the amount of dust in the screen. I didn't notice that when I was recording it. I've got to say one thing. This thing is a dust magnet. It's like most tablets, to be fair. You know, even once you've wiped it clean, one fingerprint sticks out. But once you start playing the game, you don't really notice it. Neo Geo is a lovely little system. I've got a real Neo Geo. Don't play it often enough. I've seen that the controller, the Neo Geo control, not the Neo Geo, the ColecoVision. I beg your pardon, the ColecoVision controller for it is truly awful. So that is Donkey Kong. That was a game that was bundled with the ColecoVision. And sticking with the ColecoVision, this is Burger Time. Love this game. I'm not good at it at all. It's a really difficult game, but I love the the graphics. It's just utterly bizarre. Getting pursued by a fried egg and a rather pissed off sausage. Look at the state of that screen. Seriously, I should have given it a bit of clean before recording. So yep, that is the ColecoVision. Again, that works perfectly. Right, next one is the C64. Apologies about the really bad sort of graphical quality of this particular recording. But I picked this game just to let you see, because it's quite obviously the scrolling on the original is silky smooth, and you know, this plays it perfectly. I'm not a fan of this game. It's just too difficult. Trying to see the shadows, the sort of buildings that you can crash into is always quite difficult. And that there's probably quite a simple sort of thing that he's done, but it just gives an amazing impression of speed. Right, the second C64 game is Impossible Mission. Again, it's not a game that I'm a big fan of. I'm in awe of, you know, graphically wise, it's got the amazing speech, but it wasn't a game that I particularly liked. But again, it's a graphical showcase. I always wonder, was that a Spectrum there, that blue thing at the bottom, or was it like some kind of mainframe? And that other thing looks like a big giant Walkman. If you don't know what a Walkman was a portable tape player. And if you don't know what a tape player is, then go and ask your dad. But again, this is a Robert Brugler emulator. It plays disc images, it plays cassette images, it plays tapes, you name it. So that was the C64. And just to finish off, guys, these are a couple of Android games. I don't know what this one's called, but this is the Android game. Now you can see there just how amazing it looks. It's one of these really annoying games. It's free to download, but you've got all these mannery pop-ups and, you know, in-app purchases, and you've got to wait for like 5 hours to unlock tracks. But you know, this is one of the free tracks, and you can just see this isn't just a portable handheld. This is actually a fully fledged console as well. I mean, this is, you plug that into your TV, and this, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's as good as the PS4, but I would say it's definitely on par with a PS3 or Xbox 360. You look at the kind of the light reflection in the road, it just looks amazing. Seeing this game run like this just kind of makes me crave a Chase HQ remake. Somebody needs to bring it out. Right, and the last one I'm going to let you see, and again apologies about the real shocking camera. You can just try and not look at my forehead at the bottom, or the phone reflection at the top. This is Doom 3. Once it gets a wee bit darker, you'll look a bit better.
Welcome to Mars, Marine. I'm gonna need you to step on one of those red squares on the floor for a bioscan. This'll only take a second. Okay, let me get this started. You're gonna need to hold still. Moving around only makes the test take longer. Alright, bioscan looks good. You're cleared for entry. Welcome to Mars City. This facility serves as the central hub for all scientific research, archaeology.
So this just demonstrates just what a really capable little gaming device this is. That is why it's called the gamer's tablet.
Welcome to Mars. First time? You can just leave your bag there. I'll have it sent up your quarters.
So there you go. To recap, it's an absolutely cracking machine for emulation. It really is. I mean, I own the GPD-XD, which is probably, I mean, it's a wonderful little machine. I also own the NVidia Shield Portable, which again is great. I've never seen an Android device as capable as this thing is. You know, it runs virtually, now I say virtually everything, apart from PSP. It runs all other emulators absolutely flawlessly. Playing the Amiga on this, I would say, is almost better than playing it on my PC. It just plays it so well. Atari ST runs wonderfully. You would expect all your SNES and Mega Drive emulators to run fine. You know, that's a given. But where it really shone for me is the N64. Now, I'm not an N64 fan, as I've mentioned many times. Probably because the graphics just look rubbish on modern TVs, but the fact that this upscales the N64 and it plays it at 60 frames a second, the games just look wonderful. They really do. Now the one system that it's certainly the best that I've seen, but it's still not perfect, and that's the PSP emulator, as you saw earlier on. Games, I mean, graphically wise, they play perfect. The one issue you still find is the sound. Now, that's down to the software, not the lack of power in this thing. As you've seen there from the games I showed you, Doom 3, that racing game, this is a spectacularly capable machine. So if money's tight, you know, and you want to be able to play old systems, and you also want to play these new systems, new games, bear in mind, this thing will also, if you've got an NVIDIA graphics card, you can stream your Steam games from your PC onto this thing. Unfortunately, my modem, it's got to be at 5 megahertz. My modem's only 2 megahertz, so it doesn't, there's a bit of buffering involved. And also, if you want to pay, I think it's about £7 a month, you can stream games directly from the NVIDIA website. So it's really an all-in-one stop shop. You know, it plays games, it plays all the classic systems really well. I've not tried Dreamcast. I believe it plays Dreamcast pretty well. I also heard it plays GameCube games, which again I've not actually tried. But yeah, if you want a really capable system that also doubles up as a medium for watching movies, watching YouTube, surfing the internet, it's blazingly fast. I mean, considering the actual technology is about 4 years old, if you go and look on YouTube, do reviews, you'll see that everybody says that this is still one of the best tablets available. I paid 150 quid for it. Now, one thing I've completely not shown you is this controller. This, you have to buy this separately, but I got the controller with it when I bought it off eBay. It connects via Bluetooth. Now, I imagine this will connect to other controllers as well, but this works really well. It's you have to charge it, but I mean, I think I've only charged it once since I've actually had the thing. But yeah, anyway guys, that is it. You know, I'm a massive fan of Android tablets, handhelds. I cannot rate this any higher. It is an absolutely wonderful thing. If you're lucky enough, like myself, to see one of these for about 150 quid, whatever, I would say go and get it. I've absolutely no regrets about buying this. So anyway guys, as usual, thank you very much for watching.